Just a good, like a best friend, you know, but also my cousin, and I'm just just hurt because
Thanksgiving night, Allegheny County Police found Taylor's body in a tote bag found under wet and dry concrete.
This is the story of Adrianna Taylor, aged 23, who was shot in the back of the head by her 43-year-old boyfriend. She was then stuffed into a tote bag, which was placed inside a bigger construction bag. She was found under wet and dry concrete in a Pennsylvania backyard. Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories.
A woman reported missing out of Cleveland was found dead in the backyard of a Wilkinsburg home on Thanksgiving. Thank you for joining us. I'm Erica Stanish.
Based on this crime, we will be traveling to Cleveland, Ohio. This city has some nice attractions such as the Cleveland Clinic, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Cleveland Museum of Natural History, and the Cleveland Orchestra. It's also home to the Cleveland Cavaliers, Cleveland Browns, and Cleveland Guardians. Adrianna Taylor was born on March 3, 1999. Adrianna lived a very low-key life. A lot is not known about her past and her history, but it is known that she was dating 43-year-old Anthony Kennedy. They met while they were working together. Even though there was a 20-year age gap between them, it resulted into a romantic relationship. On November 13th, her aunt and cousin had to report to the police about her not been in contact for at least 5 weeks. They had no heard from her, so they finally decided to declare her missing. The last time anyone heard from her was October 8th. She was living with her boyfriend in the 3200 block of West 98th Street before she disappeared. Taylor was officially listed as missing by Cleveland police on November 13th. Police said Taylor's car was later spotted by a license plate camera in Pennsylvania, where it was eventually recovered and then returned to Cleveland for processing at the crime lab. Her family previously said they haven't heard from her since early October.
It's just so overwhelming.
Adrianna Carey Taylor was a light in the lives that she came across, a 23-year-old woman with loved ones that adored her, including her cousin Ashley Taylor and her aunt Terry Taylor.
she was always good to be around, had a good attitude, was really funny. Just made the best of everything.
Taylor was first reported missing by Cleveland police on November 13th, her family last hearing from her on October 8th. The 23-year-old was believed to be living with her boyfriend at the time of her disappearance, and as each day passed, her family's worry for her well-being grew exponentially.
Over the last few weeks, that's what I was going through.
For over a month, there was no trace of her until one day a neighbor's doorbell captured Anthony Kennedy stepping out of his car, then going into the trunk to grab some type of bag, then proceeded to the back of the building. Around 7 p.m. police in Wilkinsburg were tipped off to the crime by a neighbor, who has a Ring doorbell camera that recorded suspicious activity in front of the home, and 2 hours later they stormed the building. Taylor's body was found in the backyard of a home in the 800 block of Hill Avenue in Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania on November 24th. She had been stuffed in a bag buried under cement. At the time, there was part of the cement that was dry while some were still wet. Anthony had previously lived in this house, and his aunt had lived there or still currently lives there.
KDKA's Erica Moquet has been piecing this story together for us all day, and she joins us live outside Allegheny County Police Headquarters with what she's learned. Erica.
Erica, good evening. Right now it is unclear how or even why Adrianna Taylor ended up in Pittsburgh. Police here and in Cleveland aren't releasing many details tonight, but video you'll only see on KDKA gives us a look at the night she was found. This is Hill Avenue in Wilkinsburg on Thanksgiving night through the lens of a nearby surveillance camera. It captured hours of police activity. But in the video obtained exclusively by KDKA, take a look at this. You'll notice an official vehicle backs into the driveway to the side of a house before its headlights block the view of what's going on. It was in the yard behind that house in the 800 block of Hill Avenue that this woman, 23-year-old Adrianna Taylor, was found dead.
An autopsy performed by the Allegheny County Medical Examiner over the weekend showed that Taylor was killed by a gunshot wound to the head. Police tried to contact Anthony, but he was nowhere to be found, Soon afterwards, Cleveland police announced Monday that they had issued an arrest warrant for Anthony Kennedy on charges of aggravated murder in the death of Adrianna Taylor.
An arrest warrant has been filed in the case of a missing Cleveland woman found dead behind a house in Pittsburgh, just outside of Pittsburgh, that is. Good evening, I'm DeLon Dillard.
And I'm Courtney Gooseman. We're talking about Adrianna Taylor. She was reported missing just over 2 weeks ago. Her remains were discovered on Thanksgiving Day. News 5 investigator Tara Morgan has been digging into this case. And Tara, that warrant reveals some details, but there are still so many unanswered questions right now.
Right. We know from this arrest warrant who Cleveland police are looking for, and this is a mugshot of Anthony Kennedy from 2019 and his connection to Taylor. She lived with him on the city's west side. Now the FBI from both Cleveland and Pittsburgh are helping police with this case. New surveillance video from our affiliate in Pittsburgh when police arrived at a home in Wilkinsburg, a neighbor sharing the footage. The body of 23-year-old Adrianna Taylor was discovered in the backyard November 24th. Cleveland police say Taylor was reported missing November 13th by her family, but hadn't heard from her since around October 8th and was living with her boyfriend on West 98th on Cleveland's west side. This is the arrest warrant for 43-year-old Anthony Maurice Kennedy, who lives at West 98th in Denison. Kennedy is charged with aggravated murder. The Allegheny, Pennsylvania medical examiner says Taylor died from a gunshot wound to the head. According to the warrant, Kennedy's sister was either currently living or had lived at the same house where Taylor's body was found, and Kennedy was recently seen at the same property. Kennedy not only has family in Pennsylvania, but used to live in that state. During the police investigation, Taylor's car was last spotted in Pennsylvania after it was pinged by a license plate reader. The car is now in the hands of Cleveland police. And the FBI would not discuss its specific involvement. So far, no arrests in this case. And within just the last half hour, we received this flyer from Cleveland police. Crime Stoppers now offering up to $5,000 for information leading to his arrest. I'm News 5 investigator Tara Morgan.
The arrest warrant issued in Cleveland indicates that police believe she was killed there rather than in Pennsylvania. Anthony was declared wanted. There was a reward for anyone with information leading to his arrest. Days after the warrant was issued, the search for Anthony Kennedy, 43, who was wanted for the death of a 23-year-old Cleveland woman, ended Wednesday when he turned himself in to the Allegheny County Police Department.
43-year-old Anthony Kennedy turning himself in to police 2 days after a warrant was issued for his arrest. The same day, investigators in Cleveland raided a home in search of him. Walking alongside Kennedy today, his attorney, Blaine Jones.
If anyone's charged with something this serious, I think you run the gamut of emotions. But I thought that it was commendable that he turned himself in. I mean, that's a first positive step. It's not like he's on the run somewhere.
Kennedy placed in handcuffs nearly a week after 23-year-old Adrianna Taylor, who he allegedly lived with in Cleveland, Ohio, was found dead behind a home on Hill Avenue in Wilkinsburg. Surveillance footage captured on Thanksgiving shows someone get out of a car and eventually walk to the backyard, where Taylor was found hours later.
I understand that there's video out there. I would ask everyone to be patient and allow due process to play out. I have not seen the full video. I've seen snippets, but I'm sure I'll get more in discovery.
Investigators said Taylor was found wrapped in plastic, buried under cement with a gunshot wound to the head. Tonight, her uncle, Christopher Carter, telling Pittsburgh's Action News 4, quote, "I'm just glad that he turned himself in. I hope that she has found peace. She will be missed." Jones described the urgency he felt in Kennedy turning himself in.
It's always dangerous when you have a warrant, let alone a national manhunt for an arrest warrant like this. And it was Mr. Kennedy's desire to turn himself in ASAP. He did not want any type of harm to come to him or his family. And quite frankly, he wanted to face the charges.
Jones said Kennedy will be extradited back to Cleveland because that is allegedly where Taylor was killed. It is unclear, though, if he will face any charges here in Allegheny County.
Investigators uncovered documents that show Kennedy has a violent criminal history. He was convicted of choking his girlfriend in the past. He will have his day in court, and every other thing shall follow from there.
News 5 anchor DeLon Dillard spoke with Adrianna's aunt. She says she's grateful her niece's accused killer turned himself in.
At just 23 years old, Adrianna Taylor had a lot of life to live and a lot of family members who loved her, including her aunt, Kelly McAlpin.
Adrianna was a sweetheart. Just, I want to say a free spirit. We heard so many things about him and his anger issues and things that he would say in front of other people at work. And so all the fingers, pointed to him.
Moving forward, McAlpin says she will be in the courtroom to see her niece get justice.
I just want everybody to know that she was loved and had a good heart and she was a light, and I'm gonna miss her. I'm really gonna miss her. Really am.
Our sincere condolences to the friends and families of Adrianna Taylor. May Adrianna's memory be a blessing for her family and for all who knew her, and may her life and death be an inspiration and a turning point towards justice and increased protection for domestic abuse survivors. Please stay safe and see you guys in the next video.